I'm meteorologist Brianna Mowry here on WLTX Plus, tracking this winter storm as it gets closer and closer to us here in the Midlands. We're still watching up that time frame tonight all the way into early Monday morning for those impacts. We're beginning to see now a little bit of some showers making their way into the Midlands. We're going to see anything from rain, freezing rain, and sleet tonight. So plan for power outages. It's better to plan for them and not lose power than lose power and wish you had prepared. So also hazardous travel very likely as we head into late tonight and early tomorrow morning. That's going to be the worst times for travel. That ice storm warning continues for almost all of the Midlands. Orangeburg County and Clarendon County still in that winter weather advisory as they're expecting some winter weather as well. So everyone in the Midlands will see some winter weather tonight. No one is out of the woods. These warnings will start, or they started today at 1 o'clock and will last until Monday afternoon. 1 o'clock. Here's the setup. This winter storm is massive, covering a large part of the country. High pressure to our north, bringing cold air down, and it's getting trapped against the Appalachian Mountains. We call this cold air damming, but we also have a low pressure system just in right over the southern part of Texas, and it's bringing some warmer air and moisture into the area. And where these two air masses interact makes all the difference in what kind of precipitation we see, whether it be rain or freezing rain, as we head into the next several hours. Right now, though, things are pretty quiet so far, but we are beginning to get some a little bit of some precipitation. So right now in Newberry County, a little bit, it looks like right along I-26, the first part of some freezing rain moving in. And if you're in Saluda County as well, still looking like rain at this point. Temperatures are still just above freezing. So until that temperature drops below freezing, we will see regular rain. But once we get below 32, that's when we'll begin to see more pink on this map and more freezing rain. And that's also when it begins to accumulate. Here's the temperatures for the next 6 hours. Very, very soon we'll see those temperatures getting below freezing. So it won't be too much longer. That rain moves in. It's going to start sticking out there and accumulating on anything it comes in contact with, especially elevated surfaces, power lines, trees, roadways, especially bridges and overpasses. Definitely not a good setup. Temperatures will be in the 20s overnight tonight, even the mid-20s as we head closer to midnight. So it is going to get colder as we head into the rest of this evening. Temperatures out there right now are already at freezing in Winsboro, Camden, below freezing in Bishopville. So anything that falls in these areas does have the potential to start sticking now and accumulating now, especially Bishopville with that temperature of 31 degrees. They're now below the freezing point. Here in Columbia, we're at 36 degrees, so we're still warm enough that it will be regular rainfall, 35 in Lexington, but these temperatures are going to continue to cool off pretty quickly as we head into the night. So here's a look at what we're expecting the next several hours. Showers will move in. And of course, as those temperatures dip below freezing, that's when we get the freezing rain. This is going to stay pretty scattered until we get into the overnight hours. Then we'll see this becoming more widespread. Here we are in the middle of the night. Most are sleeping, which is probably a good thing. We will see the heaviest of this early tomorrow morning, and this is when we're going to get the most ice accumulation as well. We could see some spotty showers sticking around through the early afternoon, but we will get a dry period in this and a little bit of break in the activity before another line of showers and storms moves across the Midlands. Here in Columbia, and really most of the Midlands, this looks to stay rain. Temperatures are going to warm up tomorrow. This second round of precipitation, we will likely be above freezing at this point. So we will see just all rain if we can stay above freezing. So right now we have a pretty good shot at seeing above freezing temperatures once this moves through. So this would just be rain, which is great news for us here in the Midlands. Although we are going to be monitoring those temperatures closely in case we do stay below freezing. So because we are going to warm up above freezing tomorrow before that last bit of rain moves in, that is going to cut down on the ice totals a little bit, which again, great news for us here in the Midlands. If you're south of I-20, you can expect a glaze to 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. If you're going to be, or if you are along I-20, anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of ice. I'll step on this side so you can see that legend. If you're going to be north of I-20, you can expect a quarter inch to maybe even a half an inch. This is where we start to get more of those serious issues, more widespread issues. So we are still going to see issues anywhere in the Midlands, even the areas that are going to get a glaze to just 1/10 of an inch. That's still going to create some isolated power outages, slippery sidewalks. And we have a great sort of a graphic as well with what those different ice amounts can mean, which we will touch on that here in a second. But here's a little bit of a timeline as we head into this weekend or the rest of the weekend. We could begin to see a little bit of sleet as we head. We're already seeing those showers beginning to move in now. So we're kind of in this timeline now. We're after 6 p.m. We're beginning to get a little bit of some frozen precipitation moving in the Midlands. Later tonight, that's going to change over to freezing rain as those temperatures fall below freezing, and that's going to accumulate on the surface. That's going to take place overnight tonight and very early tomorrow morning. That's going to be the worst of this weather is overnight into early tomorrow morning. Also, when hazardous travel will be at the worst as well. We could see temperatures getting above freezing by tomorrow afternoon, which is why I did lessen that travel impact just a little bit, but it's still not going to be great. Just stay home tomorrow if you can. It's really not great to be out at all tomorrow. And power outages for the first part of the system are actually going to be okay. We're not expecting much in the way of power outages until we get to tomorrow, when we'll have more of that ice accumulation tomorrow morning. We're also going to see winds picking up as we head into tomorrow as well. So when you combine the wind with ice accumulation, that's going to make those impacts even more noticeable. So here's another little explainer of what we can sort of breaking down those totals, so what they mean. So if you're in the southern Midlands, south of I-20, Orangeburg County, Clarendon County, you're looking at a glaze to 1/10 of an inch of ice. When you get to these numbers, 1/10 of an inch of ice, you have the light glaze on the roads. The sidewalks are going to become slippery. You'll also see slick bridges. Your windshields will be coated on your cars with this glaze of ice. But you could still get some isolated power outages with ice totals. Even though they seem to be lower, you still could lose power. And especially with the wind combined with this, that's going to make it all the more likely. When you get to up to a quarter inch of ice, you begin to see icy roads. This would be along and north of I-20. So icy roads become very likely. You're going to see tree limbs beginning to sag or even break. This is going to lead to numerous power outages. Obviously, the higher the ice totals, the more the impact will be. But everyone in the Midlands will see a winter weather impact as we head into the next couple of days. Now, the highest totals, hopefully we don't see this, but the areas most likely to see this would be Newberry County, northern Midlands, far northern Midlands. The closer you get to I-85, those higher impacts and higher ice totals. So when you get to 1/2 an inch of ice, travel just becomes dangerous at this point. I wouldn't even go out at even a quarter inch. Widespread tree damages, that's going to lead to a lot of power outages, and this is when you start seeing the potential for long-term power outages. So hopefully these numbers do continue to trend downward. We have seen a little bit of a downward trend in these ice totals, which is great for us near the Midlands, but don't let your guard down because everyone's still going to see those winter weather impacts. Here's the forecast for tomorrow. So as we start the day, we're going to be in the 20s. Not good to be out. Temperatures are going to be well below freezing. Everything is going to be frozen out there. But once we get to maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we could break that threshold and be above freezing again. And then we could see things maybe thawing just a little. It's not going to thaw very fast, but it may thaw just a little bit. And then temperatures could actually reach the upper 30s by tomorrow evening, which would lead to an all rain situation as that last bit of precipitation moves through. That's what we're hoping for. That would be a best case scenario here in the Midlands. But here's the 5-day low temperatures. So this is something to notice. If you do lose power and you're still out of power Tuesday morning, it's going to be 18 degrees. You've got to find a way to stay warm. Check on those around you who may need some extra help. We're going to be just about below freezing every single morning this week. Now, the afternoons will be a little bit warmer, so that is going to help things thaw out. We are going to see things melting away even Monday, that high of 45. We're also going to get a lot of sun, so that's going to work out great for thawing things out. But as we head into Tuesday with that low of 18 degrees, anything outside that's still wet Monday night, it's going to refreeze Tuesday morning. So we're also tracking that potential as we head into next week. These travel impacts could last a couple days. But in addition to the ice totals, we're also watching wind gusts. Right now, we've seen little breezy conditions all day today, and thankfully they are tapering down a little bit as things are getting started. And they are going to be a little bit lower as we head into early Sunday morning. But as we get into tomorrow afternoon, wind gusts as that line of showers moves through could get upwards of 25-30 miles per hour as that line of showers moves through. It's not going to last very long with those wind gusts, but it doesn't take very much wind to cause even more issues when you have ice on the trees. So if things are still frozen when those wind speeds do pick up tomorrow, we are going to see even more issues related to that. So looking ahead at Monday night or Monday afternoon, heading into Tuesday, if we do see that refreeze, by this point, hopefully things have melted off the power lines enough and the trees, but wind speeds are going to get back up to 20-25 miles per hour overnight into early Tuesday morning. So here's that 7-day forecast looking ahead. Weather impact alert days for today, tomorrow, and Monday morning. Temperatures are going to be very cold throughout the week. We're not going to warm up very much at all. High temperatures well below normal, stuck in the 40s. Low temperatures in the upper teens and low 20s all the way through the weekend. So even next weekend, we could still be in the 20s. Also tracking a chance for showers as we head closer to next weekend as well. But we're really more focused on this weekend and that weather impact alert in place as this winter storm is about to arrive here in the Midlands. But again, I'm meteorologist Brianna Maury. We're going to continue to bring you live coverage here on WLTX Plus with the latest on this winter storm as it moves into the Midlands.